Hi, welcome to Slow English with Brian. I'm Brian. Unlike some of my earlier videos that were for beginners in English, this video is for slightly more advanced learners, so I am going to speak a little bit more quickly. In this video, I want to introduce 3 idioms that are very easy for people of your level to use in everyday conversation. These idioms should not be used in formal messages or speeches, but they are great for conversation. Let's start with the first one. It is to break the ice. To break the ice. What does that mean? Well, let's first take a look at some fish that are stuck in ice right here. Those fish cannot swim with each other, they can't play games together, they can't do anything. There is ice that's separating them from each other. So, if we want these fish to be able to talk with each other in some kind of fish language, or play together, or go together, or do anything together, we have to break the ice first. And that's really where this idiom comes from. It means that we do something to help people to start talking or start working together in a social situation. Here is an example of how I would use that idiom. I have many new students in my class today, so I plan to use a game to break the ice. We can also use it like this. I will use a game that breaks the ice to help the students to feel more relaxed. As you could see there, I used the S at the end of the word breaks because that ensures that I follow the rule where we have to change the verb based on the subject in the present simple tense. We can use other tenses though. For instance, I could say, that game really broke the ice today. There, I changed the word break to broke because that is in the past simple tense. We can use that idiom with things that are not games though. Here is an example. I find that going to lunch with new employees can help to break the ice. This idiom is very good for talking about making friends or establishing connections in the workplace. The second idiom is to hit the books. Here, hit does not mean hit like this. In some situations, like in this idiom, the word hit means go somewhere or start doing something with the thing that comes after the verb hit. For example, I can say hit the gym if I want to say go to the gym. What are the books though? Well, unlike the gym, the books are not specific books. They are books in general, or even more generally, they are studying materials. Here's an example. I just got hired in a new office job that needs me to make PowerPoints every day, but I haven't used that program in many years, so I need to hit the books. Here, the books does not talk about any specific book. It means that we need to study something that will help us to learn that computer program better. We could use books, but we could also use YouTube videos, or maybe talk with a friend who is really good at using PowerPoint. Just like with the previous idiom, we need to change the verb in this idiom, hit, to make sure that we follow English grammar rules. Here's an example. I have a friend who is hitting the books right now because of his new job. That way, I am using the present continuous tense. Let's talk about the final idiom of this video, under the weather. Unlike the previous 2 idioms, this idiom is not a verb. It is an adjective. And if you look, it has no verb in it, so we cannot use it like a verb. Having said that, what does it mean? Well, let's start with a picture. This picture, we see that there are some sailors who are standing on the deck of the ship. The sailors who are on the deck cannot rest, and they are exposed to a lot of unpleasant weather. If one of the sailors were sick, the captain of the ship might say, "Hey, you're sick. You need to go below the deck to get out of that harsh weather." Going below the deck would let the sailor rest away from the harsh weather conditions. That is where this idiom comes from. Under the weather means that you are under the deck away from the harsh weather because you are sick. So this idiom means to feel sick. You don't need to be on a boat. It just means to feel sick. I use it like this. Today, I'm feeling under the weather. Note, I did not say, today, I under the weather. It's not a verb. I have to use some other verb to connect it to the subject in this case. I can say, I am under the weather, or I feel under the weather. Because the idiom under the weather is an adjective, we could use it like this. I see an under the weather cat. But it's not very natural. Typically, we use forms of to feel or to be with this idiom. What I mean is that we say feel under the weather, feels under the weather, felt under the weather, things like that. Or am under the weather, are under the weather, were under the weather, being under the weather, and other things like that. Now it's your turn. I would like each of you to write in the comments below a message describing something in your life using one of these 3 idioms that we learned in this video. That's the end of this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.